This is a 75-inch 8K TV, and today we're going to be gaming on it using this. So thanks to Intel for sponsoring this video and providing us with the brand new Asus ZenBook Flip S, powered by the 11th gen of Core i7 processors.
One of the biggest advantages with the 11th gen processors are the new Xe graphics, which are not only twice as powerful as the last generation of Intel laptops, but importantly, they are now very competitive with a lot of dedicated GPUs like the NVIDIA MX series. To really push this to the limit, we have Thunderbolt, which of course was co-engineered originally by Intel, and this is the latest Thunderbolt 4 spec, which will enable us to connect an external graphics card all the way up to an RTX 3080 to see exactly how much we can push this thin light laptop to become an absolute gaming monster.
So if you've watched the channel for a while, you know that we've done some crazy Thunderbolt setups. At one point, we had an entire triple screen gaming monitor hooked up to a thin and light laptop using a Thunderbolt GPU. Well, thankfully, things have come a very long way since we did that video, to the point where you can fit a full RTX 3080 inside an enclosure that is admittedly kind of large, but who cares, right? Look, those Intel Xe graphics are no joke. I mean, especially for like gaming on the actual laptop screen, they are more than good enough, as you'll see later in the video. But when it comes to doing something a little bit more ultimate, shall we say, having the full RTX card inside is gonna make a big difference. So I will say you're not really supposed to open this up, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Now, the way that they're actually able to get a full RTX 3080 in this is by liquid cooling it. So not only do you have a ridiculously powerful card, but you also have a ridiculously powerful card that doesn't totally take up your entire desk. So inside here, you'll see our RTX 3080, you have our Tool 120 or 140 millimeter fans, there's a radiator in here, there's a lot of stuff packed into this gaming box. But the important thing is on the back. All of this power is being handled through this single Thunderbolt port. Now you get some extra stuff, obviously you can connect a bunch of monitors, USB, Ethernet, all that kind of stuff, but it's all being connected to the laptop with the single cable, which means that if this works, we're gonna have 8K gaming. Will it work? Still not sure about that. Stay tuned. I need to come up with a new idea for this video if it doesn't work, so. This setup is actually pretty simple. So we have our RTX 3080 gaming box, which we need one cable to connect it from the laptop to the gaming box. And then we need an HDMI 2.1 cable to go from our gaming box to the TV. So the only thing that you need to keep in mind with stuff like 8K is that the HDMI cables that you use actually are very important. Most cables will not work. You need to make sure that it is certified, and I really hope that this one is. I'm pretty sure it is though. HDMI 4, hello. Hey, wow, that's bright. Oh my God.
Oh, that's HDMI. Okay.
Woo, it's so bright. My eyes are bleeding.
That is real bright.
That is so bright. Whew. Okay, now that we have fixed our screen brightness, let's take a look and see what the system is seeing. So second display shows up as 4K. Can we go higher? We cannot go higher. Hey. Okay, here we go. Oh. HDMI 4, 8K, engage. Here we go. Come on, you know you want to do it. Oh, okay, something's working. Okay, so we have the second display and it shows up as, 7680 by 4320. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my God, dude, that looks so, look how sharp the Windows logo is, literally this small. I am like 3 inches away from this and I can barely see pixels. 8K is so sharp, like from here, like I can see the difference between this icon, which is clearly made for 8K, and the Edge icon, which isn't. Here's the really crazy part. We're at 300% scale right now. Let's set it to 100%. Watch this. Wait, hang on.
So there's the phone, right? Let's take it back. That's kind of
Yo, okay.
Oh my God, Blizzard is so small on there.
Oh no, Ken, we've got a 12 gigabyte download.
It always has stuff to download. This game never stops downloading anything. How many Edge windows can you?
Edge, like individual window. Oh, here, I'm just.
Let's just see, like, in terms of usable windows, like how many can you actually have on here?
We have 16 windows open. If I was a little bit better, I could probably add a couple more. Oh wait, no. Wait, hang on. Sorry. Excuse me. Now we have 16. What if we try to play 16 This Is videos at once?
Yes. Let's
All right, we're gonna go. This is also just a test not only of 8K, but of can this laptop and the 11th gen processor handle this many things running at the same time. Like honestly, I don't think it'll be able to play 16 or 15 videos all at once. That sounds like it's too much. It's still.
You say that, but it's actually.
Oh wait, no, it's. Oh, they're already running. Look.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
They're all out of play.
Wow. Look at that. We have 15 videos all playing at the same time. Dude, that is seriously impressive. Right now, we're running an 8K display where we have 15 videos running. We're downloading and patching a version of Cold War, and we're running at 40% CPU. All right, here goes nothing. Let's see what happens when we try to play a game at 8K. Oh! Wow. Okay. That looks sharp. We'll give it a second to get everything set up. We want to give it a fair shot. We want to make it compile the shaders while we're trying to play. Wait, what? We're at 120 hertz? What? It defaulted to 1080p 120.
Oh. Sure, that was the resolution that I had set before.
Oh, okay, all right. Boom, 8K. All right, and now let's apply. You can reach maximum capacity. Oh, wait, hold on a second. We're gonna hit the limits not of our laptop, but of the GPU. So the RTX 3080 only has 10 gigs of RAM. So you can see right here, we're actually maxing out the VRAM at 14 gigs. All right, so let's turn settings down until we get it to be better. Are we really gonna have a problem? Wait, let's turn off ray tracing. So disabling ray tracing got us a lot closer. That's fine. So ultra performance, recommended for 8K gameplay only. Perfect, okay. Subsurface scattering off.
Oh, there.
Oh, there we go. Wow, look at the difference there. So let's do low on that.
We are still really up there on that meter, but.
All right, it still thinks we're over, but I think with 8K on low settings, we'll actually hopefully have enough. All right, here goes nothing. And we are, oh, look at that. Oh, this, dude, 67 FPS? Are you serious right now? Look at that. This is 100% playable. Look how sharp that is. I mean, mind you, if I was actually really properly playing the game, I probably wouldn't be playing at lower settings. Like, I'd probably rather play at like 4K or something, realistically. But who cares? We're playing at 8K. I really should reload my gun. That is so sharp. Like, I'm gonna play right here. I can see every little bit of detail in this game. Oh, I can't actually sit that close to the TV. Dude, you know what? With how smooth this is running, we could actually probably turn the settings up even farther.
So to be fair, with where this is at right now, I'll take a lock 60.
You know, this is, I mean, it's not quite locked when we're bouncing around a little bit.
I mean, it's not locked in the sense of, like, it's stuck at 60, but we haven't dipped below 60 yet.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? This laptop is not a gaming laptop. I mean, you can see, just look how tiny and thin it is, right? This is not meant as a gaming PC. However, the fact is, with a single cable and an external GPU, we can go out to get 8K performance. Mind you, it might be at low, and yeah, you might want to play that at 4K if you're going to be realistic. But that is incredible. But that is just the start of what you can get with one of these Intel Evo laptops, and specifically with the ZenBook Flip S. So first of all, of course, this is one of the Intel Evo certified laptops. Now, if you're familiar with Intel's Project Athena from last year, this is essentially a certification program, which essentially means that the laptop needs to be very high performing in pretty much all aspects. It needs to have good battery life, it needs to have things like Wi-Fi 6, like Thunderbolt 4, and you also need to have a high level of performance. So things like having a full level of performance when you're unplugged and away from the wall, right? So as someone who does a lot of benchmarking, oftentimes you'll see that you have really good performance when you're plugged in, but as soon as you go on battery life, it goes into a very, very restrictive mode, which sure, might get you a little bit more battery life, but means that the laptop runs super slow. Thankfully, that is not the case here. Now, speaking a little bit more specifically about the hardware, it is very nice. So this is one of the thinnest laptops out there, and yet it actually has a good selection of ports, generally speaking. So not only do we have a pair of Thunderbolt 4 ports, which you can use to, of course, connect to your 8K GPU or, of course, just charge, but you also have a full-size HDMI and a full-size USB-A, which is impressive to fit in such a small and thin form factor. The only downside is they did have to sacrifice the headphone jack, which may or may not be important to you. They do thankfully include one in the box, but I would like to have sort of had my cake and ate it too. Now the rest of the hardware is very nice. So this has using a full 4K OLED touch display. Now yeah, sure, you can do the whole like tilty flippy guy, but the most important thing here is an incredibly sharp and incredibly vibrant panel. Now personally, would I have liked to have seen a slightly taller aspect ratio? Yes, but ultimately this is one of the nicest displays you can get on a laptop like this, and the same thing goes for the rest of the hardware. Great keyboard, good trackpad, and because this thing is so thin and light, you actually do still get pretty decent battery life. The only real sacrifice they've made here is by making it so thin. Because of that, the cooling solution, it's a little bit more limiting than some of the other 11th gen laptops I've tried. Still enough to give you a ton of performance, obviously as you saw from the demo with the 8K gaming. However, when it comes to playing more hardcore games specifically on the actual laptop itself, there is a touch of throttling that you might not see if you get a thicker laptop. But as always, you have to make trade-offs. And the big one here is that when you go up to these 11th gen processors, the graphics are that big step forward. Now of course, this is not a gaming laptop, but with those Intel Xe graphics inside the 11th gen processors, it does give you a lot more performance. And importantly, you also do have the flexibility of expanding with things like Thunderbolt 4, which can enable you to do things like actual 8K gaming or all kinds of other stuff. I mean, I use Thunderbolt with my devices every day. So if you're interested in learning more about the ZenBook or the Intel Evo program, definitely be sure to check out the links in the description. And until the next time I try to do something dumb with 8K, thank you very much for watching.